Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Courtney. Today I have got 7 of the easiest Halloween Dollar Tree DIYs. This is the only Halloween DIY video I will put up this year, so let's get into it. For the first 3 DIYs, I had a vignette in mind, so these all kind of related to each other, but for the first one, I'm going to be using one of these little signs from Dollar Tree. I purposely picked this one up because the paper was already peeling off, and I thought, oh good, I'm not going to have to fight with the glitter using the Goo Gone and all that stuff. So this is going to end up being the back, but what I'm going to do is just go ahead and peel this paper off, then flip it over, and I'm going to take the label off using my heat gun, which is my favorite hack to get those Dollar Tree labels off. And then once that's done, I'm going to take some Waverly white chalk paint and I'm going to paint the base of the sign. So not the witch's hat, but the base of the sign, and I'm going to leave the sides of the sign black. Once the white paint is done, I'm going to go ahead and take the Waverly ink chalk paint. I'm going to paint the hat black. I'm also going to go ahead and take that black paint and just go over the sides to freshen up the sign. I'm ready to work on the embellishment for the hat. So this is a roll of magnet tape, and I decided this is what I wanted to use for my buckle. So I cut a square and then took my hobby knife and cut out a little square out of the inside. Why I didn't use cardboard, I just wanted, as you can see, that cardboard on the table was pretty thin, and this buckle was just a little bit thicker, and I just liked the look of it better. So once I got that cut out, I'm going to take some Arteza gold paint and paint it gold. For the front of the sign, I made this decal on my Cricut. I did make a printable of it, so if you don't have a Cricut, you certainly could print this out and then go ahead and just Mod Podge it down if you want to go that route. I'm going to apply the stencil to the front, and then I'm going to go ahead and take some washi tape just to mark off where the little stripe on my hat's going to be, and I'm going to go ahead and paint that again with the Arteza gold paint. This DIY is super easy. So what you'll need is a little sign from Dollar Tree. This was one that I picked up a while ago that I've had in my stash. And I'm going to take some Waverly white chalk paint first, and I'm going to go ahead and paint the sign with just one coat. I don't like how shiny these signs are, so all the DIYs I've done with them so far, I have just put one coat of paint on them. Once that's done and it's dry, I'm going to apply this little decal that I made. There is a printable of this one as well. I will link all of the printables and everything that I made for you guys down below in the description box so that you can print those out if you want to. And I'm going to just apply this. Then once that's applied, I wanted to kind of, I don't know, spookify, dirty up, I don't know what you want to call it, the sign. But instead of using paint, I decided to just go ahead and use some black ink and a makeup sponge. And I'm just going to smudge the sign up until I get it to the way that I want it to look. Now, I did want to quickly mention that today's video is actually a collab with Jamie from Texas Girl DIYs. When you are done watching my video, go check out her video. She's got more Halloween ideas for you. She's got a great channel, and definitely go over there and say hi and check out what she has in store for you. This DIY is going to complete the little vignette that I've been working on. So you need a coffee candle from Dollar Tree. This one actually may be easier than the last one. You're going to take off the little cardboard wrapper, and we're just going to basically flip it around and reverse it and use the white side. And then I made another printable. Again, it's linked down below. I'm just going to cut this out. I will attach it to a piece of cardboard to kind of sturdy it up. Then I'm just going to hot glue it to the center of the little white cardboard sleeve, glue that to the candle, and ta-da, you've got yourself a cup of witch's brew. For this DIY, I'm going to be using one of these little ghosts, and the first thing I'm going to do is take some of this white home decor, it's by Folk Art, chalk paint, and I'm just going to brush lightly over the ghost. I'm not going for full coverage, but I'm just going for more of a rustic looking ghost. And then once that is looking how I want it to, I'm going to take some of the Waverly ink chalk paint and paint the base of this little sign. Next, I took a piece of scrapbook paper. This came from the 5 Seasons pack from Hobby Lobby, and I trimmed it down to where the section that I wanted. I did about a 2-inch wide strip. Then I took my scissors and I just freehand cut 3 triangles to make the little pennants for my banner. Once my triangles were cut, I took some Dollar Tree stickers and I took the B, an O, and an O. And then what I'm going to do is flip these over and hot glue them to twine. Now, watch this because an oopsie is about to come up, and yeah, see if you can figure it out before it actually happens. And there you have it. I did the classic forget to reverse, so I had to switch one of the B and an O to get it right, but in the end it worked out fine. So these were just hot glued, and then I just hot glued my little pennant banner to the ghost. This next project is completely inspired by Sarah Jane from Chic on the Cheap. She made a sign in her Halloween video, and I absolutely fell in love with it and knew that I wanted to recreate it. I will link her video down below if you didn't happen to see what she did, but this is going to be my take on her adorable sign. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've got a binder clip from Dollar Tree as well as a wooden bead, and I'm going to go ahead and paint these with some black Waverly chalk paint. Now, the easy route would be just to take this outside and spray paint it, but you know me and spray paint. So I'm going to go ahead and paint these, and then this is going to be a hanger for my sign. Here I have an 8x10 frame. Now, it's technically a little bit larger than 8x10 because it has the mat inside of it. So if you make a printable for it and are wanting to use the whole frame, an 8x10 will be too small, if you get what I'm saying here. So I'm going to break this frame down. I'm going to remove the glass because I do not plan on using that. Then I'm going to take my printable and I'm just going to tape it to the mat with some washi tape so it's secured in there. And then I'll put the frame back together. Now that my sign is together, I'm ready to start working on my little skeleton guy who we shall call Bob. So I got this, it's a 4-pack of skeletons from Dollar Tree, and I just cut this little top part off so that it wasn't attached anymore. And then I really wanted him to be able to kind of move his arms or do some kind of pose. So I break his bones a little bit to try to get him how I want him to look. Now I will say this, when I picked up this 4-pack, my original plan was to make a YMCA sign with the skeletons, and I couldn't quite pull it together. So if anybody wants to take that challenge on, please do tag me on Instagram at creativeonthecheap, send me an email, let me see it, because I really would love for someone to execute that project. But anyway, so here I've kind of got his arms figured out. Then I decided he needed to be dressed up, so I got these little stickers. It was in a pack from Dollar Tree, and as you can see right now, he has a witch's hat on his head. But it looked ridiculous. Like, I took 2 of the stickers, I stuck them together, and then I stuck it on his head. I should have picked him up so you could see how dumb. This whole time I was laughing because he really looked ridiculous. So I decided, okay, first I'm going to make a bow tie. So I took a hat and I just cut the black felt to make it look like a bow tie. And then I'm going to hot glue that down. And then I decided, okay, I think I just need to make a top hat, because the witch's hat, it was like he kind of looked like a pirate / witch / I don't know. He just looked like a clown, honestly. Bob looked like a clown. Now I'm ready to work on Bob's top hat. So this is just a piece of cardstock, and I'm cutting a square off of it. And then I'm going to just cut it into a strip for however tall you want the top hat to be. That's how tall. This was about 1 inch, maybe a little less by the time I trimmed it down. And then you'll end up wrapping this around like this. And this is going to be I guess the long part of the top hat. Then I took my curved blade Fiskars scissors. I do get asked about these a lot. They are linked down below in my description box. They're excellent for just kind of freehand cutting circles. You're going to need 2 circles cut out. One of them will be for the top of the hat, and one will be for the brim of the hat. Now it's time to assemble the hat. So I'm just going to take some hot glue and just glue this little cylinder part. Then I'm going to take one of the circles and I'm going to hot glue this to the top of it. And then I'm going to use my scissors to trim around the hat so that that makes the top of the top hat. And then the other circle, before I glue it on, I'm just going to cut an X in the center and kind of trim it out so that I can smush this down on top of Bob's head. Now I'm just taking an Arteza paint marker here, and I'm just using the black, and I'm coloring in the hat because I felt like that was probably the easiest way to do this. And then it's time to just assemble by gluing this to the top of Bob's head, and then gluing Bob to the sign, and also attaching my little hanger to the top with some hot glue. This next DIY, I'm going to be using one of these little bottles from Dollar Tree. I lost the cork to it, so I'm going to show you how I remedied that. But I'm going to be using some of this pearl metallic paint to kind of give this an iridescent, sort of shimmery, ghosty feel, I guess. And I'm just going to end up going in with 2 coats. I think it kind of it didn't really pick up very well on camera, but it really does look pretty in person. It definitely gives you ghost vibes. So again, it's just 2 easy coats on this. And then again, another printable here that I am just going to trim, and I will just use some regular old glue stick to stick it to my bottle. And then to get the topper, I just took a Dollar Tree twig and I used my miter shears, which I shared these on Instagram. I am loving these things. Totally recommend getting a pair if you work with the wood dowels and wood pieces. I will link the ones I have down below, but I am loving these things. And I just hot glued that to the top, and that's it. I added a little bit of twine around the center of it just to kind of give it a little something special, and that's it. Ghost tears in the books. The last DIY is inspired from someone in my Facebook group, the Creative on the Cheap DIYers. She posted several of these different signs that she made, and I absolutely love it and wanted to recreate it. Carrie made a super cute sign, so that's what I'm going to do. So what you want to do is take some black paint. I'm just using the Waverly Ink chalk paint here, and I am putting one coat on the ink. Then I use my Cricut to make some spiders, and I'm just going to attach those spiders to the sign. Now, if you don't have a Cricut, there's a couple of options for you. Number one, you could take a paint pen and just freehand some spiders on your sign. You could also get some of these spider rings, the plastic ones from Dollar Tree, and cut off the ring part and then spray paint those and have more of a 3D sign with spiders crawling all over it. And then, of course, you could always add some spider webbing to it to make it even cuter. So there we go, another simple DIY here. And then I just reattached the little twine hanger to the back. I cut it off because I needed to paint it and I didn't want to get paint all over it, and then I just hot glued it back on. And that's it. This sign is all finished. And there you go, 7 super easy Dollar Tree Halloween DIYs. Let me know down below which one of these DIYs was your favorite, and let me know if you decorate for Halloween. Don't forget to go check out Jamie and see what she has in store for you. Here are some more videos that you might enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye!